All right, so shalom, brothers and sisters. All right, all praises to the Most High Ahaya, Bahashem Yasha'aya. Today's lesson is called, Are You Kingdom Ready? Are you kingdom ready? That's the title of today's lesson, right? And, you know, asking that question, a lot of us saying, yo, I can't wait till we get this kingdom. Esau is going down. I'm tired of Babylon. And we just want to make it into the kingdom just the way we are, right? But there's a lot of things we got to understand as far as being ready for the kingdom, right? Because it's not going to be a kingdom where everyone is just living and doing as they please. Everybody's going to have positions, everybody's going to have roles, and the children of Israel will be ruling. But who will they be ruling again over? Who will the children of Israel be ruling over? The Gentiles, right? So when I ask that question, are you kingdom ready? That's a kind of a mindset that we have to start having now. Because think about it, if we're gonna be ruling in this kingdom to come, right? That means we gotta have that leadership attribute or that leadership role. We gotta start playing that out right now. As far as when we talk to other people, when we speak to individuals outside of this truth, and when we interact with Gentiles outside of this truth. Because if like I said, if we're gonna be ruling in this kingdom with Christ, there has to be a level of leadership that has to come from us that we have to start to exercise now. So when I say, are we kingdom ready, we have to start thinking thinking about it. Like, are we really ready to be in this kingdom with Christ? And not just exercising that leadership role, but also examining ourselves. Because we're not going to be in the king. We're not going to get into this kingdom, like I said, with this Western mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, all of us, we grew up in this Western world, you know what I'm saying, with Western customs. And to come into this kingdom, we have to break a lot of these thoughts, a lot of these ideologies, to be able to receive what Christ is going to give us in this kingdom. So let's get more clarity on that, on when I said that leadership role. Just, getting to this kingdom is not going to just be us. Of course, we're going to be free, and we're not going to be serving the Gentiles no more. But what are we to look forward to getting to this kingdom? Leadership, ruling, right? So, like I said, we have to exercise. We got to exercise that now. So let's go into the book of Revelations. We're gonna see real quick how the Bible confirms, what I just said. Let's go to Revelations chapter 20, and we're gonna take it from verse 1. So this is upon the return of Christ.
Revelation chapter 20 verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he lay hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
So you see, an angel is going to come and bind Satan, Lucifer, the devil, for 1,000 years. So during that 1,000-year period, there's going to be no what? No sin, no evil, no mischief, no wickedness. So it's going to be easy for us to rule with not having the thoughts of sin or wickedness in our hearts. So that's going to be what we're working towards now is going to actually be easier when we get there, because he ain't going to be there to confuse us or to give us that evil thought. Read that part again.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
Go ahead.
And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
So you see that? So after the 1,000 years, he will be loose. But during that 1,000 years, you're going to see that the children of Israel will be reigning. Keep reading.
Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yashaiah, and for the word of the Most High Ahiah, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years.
So you see that? So those who didn't accept the mark of the beast, those who did not bow to the image of false prophets or false gods, and kept the commandments of the Most High, and believed on Christ, they what was their reward? They what? You see that? It said they was able to reign with Christ for how long?
1,000 years.
Read that part again, that last part. And they lived. The end of verse 4.
And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years.
So you see, when we examine that word reign, what does that mean? What's the definition for that word reign? Rulership, right? So these people who's going to be resurrected upon Christ's return, or who's going to be in front of Christ after Satan is bound for 1,000 years, they're gonna have a position to reign. Where? On earth. That's their reward. So when I say, are you kingdom ready? Are we kingdom ready? Are we ready to reign with Christ? Are we ready to rule? Because a lot of people don't think about that. There's is a position that we're going to have on the earth. That if you're not ready for it, you're not going to be able to obtain that position. And that comes with a change now. That comes with a mindset now. So we can't, we have to operate in a way where we're different from everybody else. It gets hard living in this life. You know what I'm saying? It gets hard. Sometimes you wanna step out the box sometimes, and you know what I'm saying? And be how other people are, but it's not gonna go down like that when in the kingdom. Because our reward is to reign with Christ on this earth for 1,000 years. And reign is rulership, leadership, a government, a kingship. Go ahead.
Verse 5. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished.
So those who rejected Christ and who died not knowing this truth and who accepted the mark of the beast, they did not reign with Christ for 1,000 years. Right? They stayed locked up with Satan until the second death, until the last and final judgment. Continue.
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first resurrection.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests.
They shall be what?
But they shall be priests of the Most High Ahiah.
They shall be priests of the Most High Ahiah. Go ahead.
And of Christ.
And of Christ.
And shall reign with him 1,000 years.
See that? That word again. And they shall reign with him 1,000 years. So that's what we have to be ready for this kingdom. Everybody want to get in, but are you kingdom ready? You understand? And just because we think, or just because we know that we're Israel, doesn't mean you're gonna get in just like that. You can't go in with that with a certain mindset. We got to understand that there's a rulership coming. There's a kingdom that we're gonna be leaders over, and we're not gonna be leading us. We're not gonna be leading each other. We're gonna be leading the nations. The nations that are called by the name of the Most High. So we have to start exercising that now. Right? So let's go into what will not enter into this kingdom. Right? Let's go to Revelations 21. Let's take it at verse 24. Matter of fact, take it at verse 22. Yep.
Revelation chapter 21, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw no temple therein, for the Most High Power Almighty, and the Lamb are the temple of it.
Go ahead.
Verse 23. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it, for the glory of the Most High Ahiah did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it.
You see, and the nations of them that are saved shall walk in the light of this kingdom. So it's not just going to be the children of Israel in this kingdom. There's going to be other nations in this kingdom that we will what? Reign over. The same way we're living in a Babylonian kingdom right now. We're living in America. We're not ruling in America, but what? The Gentiles are ruling over us. So in this kingdom, we will rule over what? Over them. So with getting this kingdom comes a shift of power that we have to be ready for. A shift of leadership that we have to have that mindset like, yo, we're the ruling class. So let's act like it. Right? Continue.
Verse 24. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it.
You see that? The kings of the earth, which are the Gentiles right now, they're gonna bring their glory into our kingdom. They're gonna want to be in our kingdom. Because that's how glorious it's gonna be. They're gonna bring their riches. They're gonna bring their wealth to us. So that would say, look, we know you guys are ruling now. So what can we do to serve in this kingdom? Go ahead.
Verse 25. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day.
You see?
For there shall be no night there.
You see that? Everybody gonna want to be in this kingdom. It's always gonna be light in there. No darkness. Go ahead.
And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. 27.
See? There it goes again. The nations shall bring their wealth into our kingdom. We're not gonna be building nothing. They're gonna bring everything for us to have it already. So we gotta be ready for that. But we gotta, like I said, we gotta operate right now in this life, so that way we can persuade a lot of the Gentiles. Because like, there's gonna be times where the Gentiles are gonna have to help us get to certain points, and we're not gonna get their help by speaking down to them and cursing them out and like, oh, you a Gentile, you ain't the church, you ain't worth nothing. The Bible says live at peace with all men if you can, if it's possible. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta understand that just because they're not the Most High's chosen doesn't mean that that we gotta speak to them, a certain way. Because I had that problem coming into this truth. When you come into this truth, you be like, yo, I'm better than we really better than everybody. We know we better than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we know, but we don't have to show that, because good rulership, a good leader wouldn't make his subordinates feel as if they're nothing. It's like let's say you worked at a company and the boss is always just talking down to you. You gotta do this because I make more than you. You better finish that project because I ain't paying you this week. Oh, man, would you want to work there? Exactly. So we gotta be like a boss of a company that make their employees feel welcome. That's just how it goes. We're not gonna receive any what's the word I'm looking for? We're not gonna receive any sympathy. I wouldn't say sympathy, but we're not gonna gain the Gentiles by speaking to them as if they're nothing. That's not our job to say that they're nothing. Let the Most High say. The Most High views them as nothing and views us as what He views us as. But it's not our place to say, oh, well, Most High says you ain't nothing, so I'm gonna say you nothing. I'm not the Most High. I didn't create them. We didn't create these people. So we can't speak to them as if we're the Most High. So, where we was at?
27.
Go ahead.
Revelations 20 and 27. And there shall in no wise.
So here's what will not enter into this kingdom. Go ahead.
And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth.
See, anything that defileth. What's something that's defiled? What is something that's defiled? Ham, pork, right? Yep. Unclean things. So anything that's unclean will not enter into this kingdom. And that includes us. We can be unclean. If we're supposed to be the ruling class, we can't operate as unclean people. Go ahead.
Neither whatsoever worketh abomination.
And anything that worketh an abomination will not enter into this kingdom. So that gets us to examine ourselves first. Because if we're going to be ruling, we can't have anything in us that's abominable. Things that the Most High hate. We can't be dealing with that if we're trying to rule in this kingdom, or if we're going to rule in this kingdom. And if you notice, everything in this kingdom or in this life is geared to make you abominable. So for us to inherit this kingdom, we can't live as this world. Right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
Whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie.
Or anything that maketh a lie. If we lie, we not in this kingdom. We not even gonna be ruled. You're not even thought of in this kingdom if you're a liar. Go ahead.
But they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
So those who are written in the Lamb's book of life will be in this kingdom, right? So you got, was that clear to everybody just now?
Oh, yes.
All right. So now let's touch on the people who we will be ruling over in this kingdom. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Let's get more confirmation that the children of Israel will be ruling over the Gentiles in this kingdom. So in order to be, like I said, in order to be ruling in this kingdom, we have to operate as, we got to start that now. We can't get into this kingdom with this mindset that we have been taught or we have been raised as. You understand? So let's go to the book of Isaiah. We're starting in the verse, the 60th chapter, sorry. Isaiah chapter 60. Take it at verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Arise, arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Most High is risen upon thee.
Mm-hmm.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Verse 3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
You see, same thing that we read in Revelations. Now it's giving you more in depth of what the Gentiles will do. They will come into this light. And remember, we read in Revelations 21, there's going to be a light in the kingdom that will never end. And they will come and bring their glory. So this is the book of Isaiah explaining what Revelations just showed us. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side.
Go ahead.
Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fare and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be coveted unto thee. Converted unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
See, the forces of the Gentiles shall come to thee. Meaning they will bring their wealth. They will bring everything that they have into this kingdom. So we don't have to worry about what we don't have now. Because when we get to this kingdom, we will have it all. You know what I'm saying? I see people, you know what I'm saying, spend their whole check trying to look, like the media or trying to get the latest things. Always want to be up to date. You don't need to worry about that now. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have these things, but don't make that your focus, because if the kingdom is your focus, the things of this world wouldn't really matter to you as much.
Right.
Because we're gonna get it all anyways. They're gonna bring it to us. Why am I spending my money on them now when they're gonna bring it to me for free? You understand what I'm saying? People going crazy on Black Friday. Our Black Friday gonna be in the kingdom.
That's right.
We're gonna get everything for free. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be our sale.
That's right.
No Black Friday. Come on. Go ahead.
Verse 6. The multitude of camels shall cover thee. The dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come.
Mm-hmm.
They shall bring gold and incense.
See what they bringing to us? They're gonna bring gold and incense, the finer things. Go ahead.
And they shall show forth the praises of the Most High.
See, and they're gonna be worshiping our God. It's no longer they're gonna be worshiping Buddha or Allah. They're gonna drop their gods and follow the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Ahaya. Go ahead.
Verse 7. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Naboth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Verse 8. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee.
You see that? So they're gonna be bringing us back to the kingdom. Like I said, they're gonna want to be in this kingdom. So they're gonna have no choice but to bring the people of the kingdom into this kingdom, so they can be a part of it. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
You see, the sons of strangers is gonna build our kingdom. That's our reward for working and being enslaved for all these years. See, it's gonna be a shift in power. Go ahead.
And their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Verse 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee
Read that again. The what?
Verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
See that? The nation and the kingdom that does not serve us will perish. You guys got that? So these are the people who will be ruling over in this kingdom. So this is why I say we gotta start, this is why I said we gotta start operating as if, you know what I'm saying, we already there. We have to start exercising this role. We have to start walking like that. But you can't just do it. Just all right. I'm gonna just start ruling over people. Nah, it comes with a change. You got to change yourself, it comes with different characteristics. And we're gonna go into the characteristics on what the kingdom is or what we need to be doing in this kingdom to be able to rule over these people. You understand? It's certain attributes that we gotta have. Where else? Go ahead, keep going.
12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. 13.
Jump down to verse take a look at to verse 14.
Verse 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet.
You see that? Isn't that a big prophecy right here? Doesn't that show the shift of power? The sons of them that afflicted us, they will come bending down to us. This is why I'm asking, are you kingdom ready? Because this is not some regular joint that's gonna happen, that's gonna take place. This is gonna be for the people who's been preparing to receive this kingdom. And how are you preparing to receive this kingdom? Right? Go ahead, read that again.
The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Most High, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Verse 15. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations.
Can you go ahead?
Verse 16. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles.
You shall what?
Suck the milk of the Gentiles.
See that? So we're going to be nourished by their wealth. That's what we have to expect. That's what we're going to receive in this kingdom. Go ahead.
and shalt suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am the Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob.
The mighty one of Jacob. Go ahead.
For brass I will bring gold,
Hmm.
and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron.
See that? So all the material that we had that was rusty and not worth anything, the Most High is going to replace it with the finest material. Right? Go ahead.
I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness.
See that?
Verse 18.
So we will be officers of righteousness, not like these officers we have today, killing people for no reason and still getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Our judgments will be righteous judgments, according to the Most High. So this is why we have to be ready. We can't deal with the nations the way they've been dealing with us. So we got to be ready for that. We got to start exercising that now. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land.
See that? Violence no more in our land. Go ahead.
Wasting, nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise.
And thy gates praise. Go ahead.
The sun shall be no more thy light by day.
The what?
The sun shall be no more thy light by day.
See, same thing we read in Revelations. Go ahead.
Neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory.
Go ahead.
Verse 20. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended.
You see that? So John the Revelator was seeing what Isaiah was prophesying in the Old Testament. See the connection? Go ahead.
Verse 21. Thy people also shall be all righteous.
See that? Thy people also shall be all righteous. So to get into this kingdom, you got to be all righteous. What is righteousness? Keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's the only way we can get into this kingdom. Talking about Jesus died and his blood covers me. So that's Old Testament. We don't need that. So how you gonna get in this kingdom if you don't know none of his laws or commandments? Sounds like a lawless kingdom to me if you're trying to get in. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that. Go ahead.
21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000.
See that? A little one shall become 1,000. Reign for 1,000 years. Go ahead.
And a small one, a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time.
So the Most High will do it in our time. We will see that. Right? So now, what can we practice moving forward? What can we practice moving forward to get to this kingdom? I'll show you guys right now. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 6.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1.
Yep.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust and not before the saints? Verse 2. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
So you see that? This is how we're supposed to start operating amongst each other. When we have confrontations amongst each other, we have to fix it amongst ourselves because we're going to be the one ruling the world. So how are we going to go to the Gentiles to help us fix our internal problems? Going to their judicial system under their laws and their practices to fix our problems. That's what Paul's asking. Don't you know that you guys are going to be ruling the world? How are you going to have these people fix your problems when you're going to be judging them at a point in time? Go ahead.
Verse 2. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, Are ye unworthy to judge the smallest
You
matters?
see that? If we're gonna judge the world, we can't judge the smallest matters amongst ourselves. So that's what we have to start operating. That's what we have to start exercising now. Stop going to the other people when we have a problem. Fix it amongst us ourselves.
It's time and money.
Yeah, you're wasting your own time and you're wasting your money. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Know ye not that we shall judge angels?
You see that? Know ye not that we shall judge angels? So if we're going to be judging angels and judging the world, we got to start exercising that now amongst ourselves to get ready for this kingdom. Go ahead.
How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are the least esteemed in the church.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. I speak to your shame. It is so that there is not a wise man among you. No, not one that shall be able to judge between his brethren.
See that? So at this point in time, Paul was dealing with a situation with the church of Corinth where they were having disputes, but they weren't able to settle it amongst themselves. And Paul is looking at them like, look, y'all going through this, and y'all should be ashamed of yourself. This is gonna be like he's showing, like he's trying to show them like, yo, there's gonna be a point in time where you guys are gonna be ruling. If y'all can't do this now, y'all unfit for the kingdom.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Verse 6. But brother goeth to law with brother, and that before the unbelievers.
See, they was going to the unbelievers before they fixed the problems amongst themselves. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Now therefore there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one with another. Why do ye not rather take wrong?
Go ahead.
Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Verse 8.
See, he said, why do you not suffer yourself to be defrauded? Because why is he saying that? Because you're going to the laws of the Gentiles to help y'all fix everything, but at the end, y'all both are gonna lose because because the laws of the Gentiles were not made for us. So you bring your brother to court to about a dispute. Your brother lose, you still lose too. That's your brother. That's your sister. So y'all both lost, and you ain't gained nothing. So Paul is saying, yo, why you defrauding yourselves? This is not made for y'all. This system was never made to help y'all. And you yes, he owed me now. Good. The judge ruled in my favor. Exactly. You may not even get the money, but still, you look what you did to your own brother. That if you could do that to your own brother, you will do that to yourself then. Or you can't get mad if somebody else do it to you. You're not winning at the end of the day. Jump down to verse 9. No, matter of fact, read verse 8.
Verse 8. Nay, ye do wrong and defraud, and that your brethren.
You see that? So he's explaining. He's like, you see, you are wrong for doing that. You're doing your own brother wrong. And if we don't understand that, we're not ruling in this kingdom. There's no position for you in this kingdom. Go ahead.
Verse 9. The body is holy, because washed and justified.
Verse 9.
Verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High?
See, so the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. If you're unrighteous, you're not going to get it. You're not ruling. You're not in it. Just forget about it. Go ahead.
Be not deceived, neither fornicators.
Go ahead.
Nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. Verse 10. Nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
You see that? So these are the characteristics that we are not supposed to have when it comes to who will be ruling in this kingdom or how will we get this kingdom. If you have these attributes, any of these attributes, you're not kingdom ready. You're not kingdom ready. Right? Let's go to Galatians 5. Here's what we need to have. Here's the characteristics we need to have to inherit this kingdom. Here's what we have to start living. We have to start exercising what we have to start living as day by day until we get into this kingdom. Galatians 5. We'll take it at verse 22. Matter of fact, take it at 17 and then jump down to 22.
Galatians chapter 5, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit,
See, the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
and the spirit against the flesh.
Uh-huh.
And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
See that? You can't be living according to your flesh and try to please the Most High at the same time. It's not gonna happen. You can't live lusting with your flesh, living until your fleshly desires, and still say, "Oh, I believe in the Most High and I'm a follower of the Most High." It's not. They don't work like that. Why? Go ahead. Verse 18.
Verse 18. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law.
You see that? If you are led of the Spirit, you're not under the law. What law? The law of sin and death. Jump down to verse 22.
Verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love.
So these are the characteristics according to the Spirit that we need to have to get this kingdom. Go ahead.
The fruit of the Spirit is love,
Mm-hmm.
joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law.
You see that?
Mhm.
So if we're living according to these attributes, we will not suffer death. We will receive the kingdom with these attributes. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And they that are Christ's have crucified the flesh.
No, verse 20. Where you at? Verse 25. Oh, no. Oh, you
24, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Verse 24. And
Mhm.
they that are Christ's have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts.
Go ahead.
25. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit.
See that? So we must walk in that spirit. Walk with these characteristics. That's what it means. We got to have these. That's how you're living in the spirit. Walking in these kind of characteristics. Go ahead.
26. Let us not be desirous of vainglory,
See that?
provoking one another, envying one another.
That's what we need to have in these times to be able to inherit this kingdom. That's the characteristics of the kingdom, right? Let's get one last scripture. Let's go to Philippians. The book of Philippians, chapter 2. Philippians chapter 2. Let's take it at verse 12. Go ahead.
Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
So you see that? Another thing that we need to exercise or start to practice is what?
Work out your own salvation
Work out our own salvation with what?
with fear and trembling.
With fear and with trembling. Everybody's concerned about who's not making it into the kingdom. We got some of those Israelite camps screaming at people, "Oh, you ain't getting into the kingdom. You're gonna be my slave in the kingdom." That's that spirit, exactly, that spirit of hatred. That's not even the walk. That's not even the spirit of the Most High. So you worrying about who's not getting into the kingdom. What about you?
That's right.
All right. The scripture says, "Let us work out our own salvation with fear and trembling." So we must be worried about ourselves before we can worry about who's not getting in.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Go ahead.
13. For it is the Most High, which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure.
You see that? So it's only by the grace of the Most High, his strength, that we're able to do what we're doing to make it to this kingdom. Not by our own strength. We can't say, yeah, I made it. It was whoo. If I didn't do this, it's the Most High who's making us, who's giving us the strength to make it to this kingdom. Go ahead.
14. Do all things without murmurings and disputings.
You see that? You see what we need to do? We need to do all things without murmuring and disputing, especially when it comes to us being a body.
Right.
We could take correction from one another.
Yeah.
Let's not dispute on minor things. Things that we should be doing easily. There should be no back talk or murmuring. In this kingdom, ain't gonna be no back talk when Christ say do something. You doing it.
Right.
You're gonna be like, yo, but I did that last week. What?
Oh.
You're doing it. No murmuring and no disputes. Go ahead.
Verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
That ye may be blameless.
That you may be what?
Be blameless.
Go ahead.
And harmless.
Mm-hmm.
The sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation.
You see that? We gotta show these examples so that when the other nations is looking at us, they don't say, yo, these people are supposed to be ruling over us. Look how they act look how they act among themselves. They can't even take super instruction at work, and y'all supposed to be ruling. Come on, man, give me a break. That's why the Gentiles look at us like the way they look at us. It's bad enough we're destroyed because we have no knowledge of ourselves. So the fact that we have no knowledge of ourselves, they look at us like, yo, look at these people. They look at us with such disgust because why? We're not operating the way we're supposed to be operating. So this is why we gotta be kingdom ready. We gotta start acting like this now, so that way we could be ready to rule in this kingdom. Can't have the other nations looking at us like, look at these people. Look. Look at them. We got to be separate from that. We can't operate like that. We can't have these people looking at us like that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If we say we're royalty, let's act like royalty. Go ahead.
Verse 15. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world.
See that? We're supposed to be shining as the lights of the world. We can't operate in darkness like the world, because this world is in darkness. We're the example of what the world should be following. Go ahead.
Verse 16.
Sorry, but when you examine that, when it says we are the light of the world, what does light bring? Think about it. What does light do?
Shines.
It shines for what? Safety, for a path, for a guide. So for comfort, yeah. So if you really examine what they're saying here when he says if we're the light of the world, that means we're what the world is supposed to follow to get the right path, to get to the right, to do what's right. We are supposed to be set up for the path of what the world is supposed to follow. That's why in the kingdom, that's why the whole world will be dark, but this kingdom will be light. That's the path to where all the nations will come to. That's coming from us. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Holding forth the word of life.
See that? Holding forth the word of life. The words that we speak should bring life to the Gentiles, should bring life to the people. Not cursing them and speaking down to them. That's not doing nothing for them. That's gonna keep them in that spirit of rebellion. Go ahead.
Holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Christ, that I have not run in vain.
See that? A lot of the people is gonna be running this race in vain, thinking that they got their way in because they Israel. No, you got another thing coming. Search out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Go ahead.
Neither labored in vain.
Neither labored in vain. All them hours They've been out there on the street thinking they doing a good deed, street preaching, but they just cursing people out and not showing the people the way to this kingdom, not showing them what Christ really is by their attributes, about how they're living. All that they're doing in the streets was they might as well had not did it at all. They might as well been in the Christian church, been doing that still. Going to church on Sunday, still doing that. They might as well have been doing that. So this is why I asked that question, are we kingdom ready? This is why we have to start examining that.
Matthew 5, verses 13 and 16.
Matthew,
Salt of the world,
right.
and the same
And
light.
exactly, let's get that real quick too before we end. Matthew 5. See that? Matthew 5,
13 and 16.
starting at verse 13. We're gonna end it with what Christ say. Starting at verse 13. Matthew 5 and 13.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out, and to be trodden under foot of men.
You see that? We are the salt of the earth. We give the earth flavor. The earth can't function without the flavor. The earth can't function without what it was designed to follow. So Christ is saying, if you lose your savior, or your goodness, if you lose that purpose, then you're good for nothing. The Gentiles might as well use you for nothing, because you don't know who you are. You don't have you lost it. Go ahead.
14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
You see that? We are the light of the world. We're supposed to be what the Gentiles or what the world is following. It's us. So to get in this kingdom, we're not going to be following the Gentiles into the kingdom. We have to show them how to get into this kingdom. And we got to show them by our actions what this kingdom is about. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Verse 16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
And there it goes. Right? The world has to see our light. That it what? Glorifies the Most High. So everything we doing gotta shows the Most High is in it. Crystal clear. All right. So with that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Until next time.